Like to call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. Please rise for the Pledge of
It
Allegiance.
would have been an email. They usually.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, because you can still look at the digital one. Yeah, it won't be the morning call one.
Let the record show that, is he online? Or not coming in?
No.
Okay, that Chad Balliet is not present tonight. First up is personal appeals, part 1. If you are someone with a personal appeal, you can approach the podium or the lectern, sign in with your name, address, and you have 5 minutes.
Okay. My name is Dan Weidenhammer and I live at 639 Harrison Street. And tomorrow season passes for the swimming pool will go on a sale. And last year I was really disappointed when Labor Day week, the last week of the summer, the pool was closed and we had a couple of really hot days. I can understand that it may be because the children go back to school. Some go back to college. But I mean, that last week, what do the kids do in school? They were only in school for 4 days. They were off on Friday. And if we could keep the children employed and keep the pool open, because it was disappointing to the residents and also very disappointing, I'm sure, to the season pass holders. If some way the pool could be supplied with lifeguards and workers, if even the students could be given some kind of a community service recommendation or some kind of a stipend to keep the pool open, you know, that final week through, you know, the final weekend through Labor Day weekend.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Wyden. So for council's clarification, the pool, as far as I know, has always been closed for the week between when the kids go back to school and Labor Day. We open back up for Labor Day weekend, but they've always been closed because the college kids are gone. High school kids are usually in school for most of that week. But that is definitely something that we can have discussions about if there's a way for us to keep it open and staff it. I mean, the problem is the lifeguard staffing. I would say nearly every lifeguard is either a college age student or a high school age student. I'm not, when I say college age student, I should say college aged person. I'm not necessarily sure that they all attend college.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other public appeals?
Hello.
I'm new to this.
State
This
your-
is my first time.
Well, thank you for attending. So you
My
can state your
name
name, address, and you
Olga Bacon,
How do you spell your last name?
just like you eat
Bacon?
Bacon.
bacon.
Bacon. Ah,
Just like-
okay. Yeah. And your
I
ad-
reside at 446 South 7th Street. I think I'm gonna need more than 5 minutes.
You have 5 minutes.
We may be able to.
At
post
5
it.
minutes, then we just have to vote whether to extend the time.
Okay.
And there's
Um,
a public appeal at the end if you have.
Okay. When I purchased my home in 2022, I noticed a lot of things, but I also followed my heart. Whereas that I needed a safe environment for my grandchildren. June, I've been here for 3 years and it's been nothing but chaos. So I don't want to get into the logistics, but I need to have someone from the borough to cut down a tree. It's not my tree, but the tree is hindering me from protecting my property. I'm trying, excuse me.
Can I ask you a question? So I'm the solicitor to the borough, so I often offer, thank you. I often offer the legal advice since you've never been here before. Is the tree located on your property
No.
or is it a neighboring property?
It's the neighbor and it's about to fall on top of my house.
Is it on the actual neighbor's property though?
Yes,
Or is it in
sir.
the borough right of way? Do you know?
Yes, sir.
Is it in the front or the backyard?
It's in the back.
It's not in the borough right away.
Okay. All right. So the reason I was asking that question is the borough has very limited abilities with respect to other people's properties. And what you're probably not going to want to hear, you have to talk to an attorney who can tell you what to do and how to address a public safety issue on an adjoining property, because that's a dispute between two property owners in the borough. Unless that tree is in imminent danger to your property,
It is to the point where I haven't been able to mow my lawn and keep up with my property due to the fact that they're trying to cut it down illegally.
Yep.
I'm getting into a lot of confrontations with them. And I didn't come down here for that. I'm 60 years old. I'm retired, civil service, and I want to enjoy myself. And I didn't understand why I came down here, but I have history here. My father's in the Navy. All of my brothers and sisters and nieces and nephews is serving this country. And it started here. And I guess that's why I landed here. And nobody is taking the tree down the way it's supposed to be taken down. They destroyed my trampoline. I mean, they destroyed everything, and it's just a
Yeah.
constant argument. And I don't want to deal with that. So
can I ask you another question? Are any of the branches growing onto your side of the property?
it's not the branches, it's the whole tree itself. It's coming up off the ground, and they were trying to cut it down. And all the stems and everything is just falling into my yard. So when I approached them about it, it was, oh, he's legal, he's a professional, but it was the son holding the rope. Anyway, I just can't do it no more. I'm
And-
trying to put up a fence. And it's over 100 linear feet. That's gonna cost me like 10,000 plus.
Mhm.
And I want to get a new roof. And I can't do that with that tree there because I have an extension. The tree is basically right over my extension.
So I can't offer you legal advice because I'm here on behalf of the borough. I would suggest that you speak to an attorney and they may advise you that anything that is growing onto your property may be something you can address with self-help.
No, it's not growing onto my property. It's on their property, but it's coming up off the ground and it's starting to hang.
But anything that is on your property is something you should consider looking into as to whether you can use self-help to address that.
Okay.
Does that help
No.
explain things?
No, I think you probably have to come and see it for yourself of what I'm trying to
No,
say.
I think I actually do understand what you're, and I think I understand why it would be difficult to do that, but the answer is legally. Sorry, I can't provide legal advice, but that is true that if something is on your property, you can address it yourself.
Okay. I don't think they have the money to tear it down properly. And
Yeah.
that's what's gonna cause a problem.
So I'm not a solicitor, and I'll tell you what he's trying to get at. You have the right as a property owner that if that tree is crossing over your property line, even in the air,
It's not crossing.
but it's growing over your house.
No, it's leaning. This is about to fall. It's so old, it's leaning,
Okay.
it's about to fall. If it falls, it's gonna fall in my bedroom. And I've been waiting like over 4 months
Right.
and nothing has been done yet.
May I ask how did it destroy your trampoline?
Because they were cutting the tree down illegally without being professionally done.
And the branches landed on a trampoline and broke
Everything
it?
is in my yard. Yes, everything, the
You should-
screen, everything.
You really
And-
should talk to an attorney who can help you with this.
This
They-
is not gonna help that particular family. Can I just read something and I'm gonna just let it be? let me just read something from one of my neighbors. Please, 2 seconds.
Yeah, but we had
Please.
5 minutes was up, so they just have to vote.
So moved.
Okay,
Second,
Thank you.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
I made the motion, Roy second.
they just have to vote to extend it.
You said you were South South.
You need a vote.
We have a
We
vote.
need a vote quick.
All those in favor for extending the public appeal by 5 minutes, say aye.
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 Whew,
You can
Thank
go.
you so much. I'm about to cry, but thank you. Let me just,
46. Maybe try.
uh, this is from one of the neighbors. So I don't know what else to do, where else to turn. It was told to me that go to the borough because you don't want to throw nobody under the bus. And it's a lot of things that I have, and I don't want to do that because a lot of people's gonna get in trouble. So I just want to read
Only
one
I would say
thing.
is if somebody could look and see if tree actually is a public health issue, then we can address it.
Codes.
Codes. could-
Okay, this is what my neighbor said. I even look at a cop wrong and they want to tell me I'm being detained. These people talk to the cops to their face, beats women, disorderly conduct, disturbs the peace, burning, doing a ban to close the house, drop trees on other people's property, harassment, domestic disputes, drug possession, etc. So I'm not gonna go to the meeting. So some of the constituents in this county don't even want to come here because they see that it's a constant revolving door at that same house and there's nothing being done about it. To the point where I had to get my asthma machine for my grandson because they were burning wire and metal. There's nobody plays by the rules.
That's illegal.
Yeah,
Nobody plays by the rules.
what's the property address we're talking about, if you don't mind me asking? Do you know?
Yes, I live right next. I'm
I-
connected, but it's an
Yeah, but is it, so I- I'm-
448.
So we have an ordinance for burn pits. It has to be covered. You can't burn refuse. You can only burn wood. It has to, like I said, be covered. It has to be so many feet from structures. And if it's not, they can be cited.
Yes, the fire department was out. They came to make sure my grandson was okay because it was just such the soot. It was so heavy. And it's just constant. The drugs, it's everything. I don't know if this is my calling to come all the way down to Pennsylvania after 60 years and staying here. I don't know. But for me to invest $250,000, which is $250,000, it took me 58 years to purchase my own home. And I'm not safe. So I just asked to cut the tree so I can fence in my property
there is,
for my grandkids.
so there is absolutely no way for us to get into that backyard to look at it. Would we have permission to go through your home to get back
You
there?
have permission to
Okay.
go through my home to get to the backyard.
Can you, can you do me a favor and write your phone number down for me?
Yes.
Don't say it out loud. This is a recorded
Okay.
meeting. Do me a
Okay.
favor and write your phone number down for me.
Yes.
Our codes department will give you a call.
Yes.
The only grounds that we have is it has to be an imminent health risk.
Correct. The tree itself, and this is the problem the borough has. There are certain things we can do for citation with respect, as Mr. Lavenberg said. If they're burning stuff, you should call immediately and have somebody come out, and that can be cited and addressed. That's a true public safety issue for your grandchildren. That's 100% something you should be calling the borough about or calling the police about. With respect to the tree, though, the only thing that the borough can't go on somebody else's property and take something down. We couldn't go on your property and remove something from it without
Yes, sir.
permission.
I
So,
understand.
so the answer is, though, if that tree is an imminent threat or a danger, the borough can address it then and then essentially cite and lien that property. But that is only if our codes officials make that determination, okay?
Okay, so I guess this is where I throw everybody under the bus. Um, I've been down here to the borough a few times. And I tried
Speak into
to
the microphone,
file
please.
a complaint, and they will always talk me down to not file. I know that I should have put in the complaint because if it's not written, it didn't happen. And I didn't do that because I didn't come down here for this. But it's just a health hazard all across the board. The dogs with fleas, like it's just a lot. The stench that's coming out the home, it's just a lot. The police has been called every 2 to 3 days, and it's the same thing. Like there's no consequences. And now you're calling people on first name basis. So when I brought it to their attention, oh, you don't want to throw nobody under the bus, but they do have a meeting twice a month. So if I don't say what I need to say, then that's like throwing everybody under the bus. The fire department, the police department, everybody want to call everybody on their first name basis when they have to come to the house. And my kids can't get a 4-ounce container of milk for free, but I'm paying for fentanyl strips for that house. That's my issue.
Mr. Lincoln.
Just in reference to the burning wires again, next time, don't call the fire department unless something's going to burn. Call the police because they're the ones that can cite them. And I can tell you, I'm a council member and one of my neighbors called on me on my fire pit because I threw a few leaves in, which you're not allowed to do that either. And this is a house two away, and the police officer came and talked to me. And I said, okay, fine, no big deal. And I just want to let you know that's their job. That is an ordinance, and that is something that they would investigate. If
But it's
they're burning
all-
wires or something other than just wood, call the police.
They've been doing that.
Well, you need to call the police and
They've
tell.
been doing that.
Okay.
They every time you turn
They can't
around,
enforce it unless you
somebody
call the police.
is coming to that house. I've been June, it'll be 3 years that I've been there. I have video footage that I can make a movie and make some money for mayors. That's how much video footage that I have. But again, I didn't come here for that. I really need that tree taken down. I have $25,000 to my name, and I just want to safely secure my home. That's all I want. I can't afford no $1,000, $1,100 for no tree.
So thank you for your public appeal. We will reach out if you put your number down. We'll have the codes department reach out and
There's
see
no
if they
pen.
can, investigate.
You need a pet, does that?
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry that you have a rude neighbor. Not everybody's like that in Emmaus. Very few, as a matter of fact. But I mean, that's every town you have.
I
A few.
understand. I saw the Sanford and Son when I looked at the property in March of
And
2022. I did,
And
but
from
I
a-
don't live outside.
And
I
from a
live-
private attorney's perspective, there are some remedies available to you if you were willing to talk to an attorney that might be able to help you with this. I mean that very sincerely. Bad neighbors are a problem because the borough can't necessarily do something about it, but you can do something about it, and an attorney can help you with that.
Yeah.
A good one.
Okay. One more question, please. Please.
Can I have a motion to extend?
Please, one more.
What are you looking at me for? You better ask the question.
Go ahead. One question.
No, that,
They have to- oh, they have to-
so we have Dufresne.
For a second?
Okay. Okay, Ms. Watt. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, go ahead.
All right. The president of the United States is stopping the program for the Narcan. And I was wondering that does it completely stop for the middle school?
So I will answer that question. We have no idea. It was done via executive order. There are lots of things up in the air right now. It's the first part of any administration. It's always like that. This one is done more by executive order than by law, so we really don't have any solutions as of yet. We have the same questions about funding with respect to certain things. It's the normal churn of politics, and we just don't have an answer yet.
But we're gonna keep the fentanyl, the strips and the Narcan spray inside the schools, right?
That's
So
a
it's-
question for the East
Yeah,
Penn School
yeah, that's for the
District.
school district. We don't control any of
know
that.
Okay,
Their solicitor is Mark Fisher. Feel free to reach out to
Our
him.
police have them though, right?
okay,
Our police have them though.
okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm a crybaby.
It sounds like you have some reasons to be upset.
Yeah. And it's not like I didn't try. I tried offering dumpsters. Like I paid $150. I had to pay $150 for 2 dumpsters because it was an inconvenience for my neighbors for the whole block to see the dumpsters.
As I said, I would highly recommend reaching out to an attorney. Call the Lehigh County Lawyer Referral Service, and they will get
Okay.
you to somebody.
Okay, thank you so much. And just put it back underneath.
I do too.
I think you just leave it there, don't you?
Oh, I can.
Oh, is that? I think you just leave it there.
Yeah, you can leave it there. We're
Okay.
gonna grab it after the meeting.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you.
If there's any additional public appeals, please approach. State your name, address. Any others? Okay, are there any public appeals online?
We have a couple people online. Let's find out.
Okay, if there are no further public appeals, we'll move on to community minute. Is there anyone with a community minute?
Yes, ma'am.
That is
Yeah, ma'am.
Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Yesterday morning, we had the ribbon cutting for the 22nd year of the farmer's market. They're now up to 33 plus vendors. So stop out on a Sunday from 10 to 1, get your fresh produce and plants. Also, we have another ribbon cutting coming up on Tuesday, May 13th from 11:30 to 1. The ribbon will be cut at 11:30. That's for Move Forward Counseling, located at 100 Keystone Avenue, Suite 1. Hope to see somebody there.
Yes, Mr. Anders.
So we are a month away from the 50th annual Pancake and Sausage Festival. Madam Mayor and myself will be actually part of the event, and it is June 1st from 8 a.m. till 12 noon at Emmaus Fire Company #1, 6th and Broad Street. And love to see everybody come out, and they're gonna have a whole bunch of giveaways and all types of things for fundraising as well for the Pancake Festival for
Is
Kiwanis.
it the 50th?
50th
50th, yes.
anniversary, yeah.
50.
Mr. Anders, I will have the proclamation. I just don't know when I'm supposed to present it. So if you could check for me, please, and let me know.
I might know someone.
Yeah, I think maybe you do. Thank you.
Any additional community minutes? Okay. We have no special presentations. Reading of minutes. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So
Ms. Watt and second. Oh, Lapenberg. All right. Any comments, questions, changes? All right. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. All right. 6 ayes. We have no decisions on bids. Communications, we did get an online request for a traffic issue, a stop sign issue, and we can refer that to public safety. I'm adding that. Okay. Borough engineers report, we have none. Solicitors report.
No report. I'll keep my scintillating conversations about the AG's office to myself. Progress.
We have no unfinished business. We have no new business.
It's a word.
Are there any items not on the agenda that you want to add? Okay. Mayor's report.
Thank you. On your iPads this evening, you will find a list of proclamations. May is one of my busiest months when it comes to issuing proclamations. So the first one you have is 2025 6/15 International Compost Awareness Week, which runs May 4th to the 11th. And this year the theme is Sustainable Communities Begin with Compost. You also have Proclamation 2025 6/16 in reference to Police Week, which runs May 11th through the 17th and shall be known as Emmaus Police Department Week. You also have Proclamation 2025 6/17 Emergency Medical Services Week. I'm sorry. That's in reference to Emergency Services Week, which is May 18th to the 24th. This year's the 51st anniversary, and the theme is EMS Week, We Care for Everyone. You also have Proclamation 2025 6/18 National Public Works Week, which runs May 18th to the 24th. This year, the theme is People, Purpose, and Presence. With that, I'll report progress.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Committee reports. We'll start with Public Works, Councilmember Anders.
Yes, thank you. Nothing for official action. I just wanted to remind our residents that the compost site hours are Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 2:30 p.m. Wednesday, 7:30 till 7:30 p.m. And I should have said Monday and Friday, excuse me, let me correct that. It's Monday and Friday, 7:30 to 2:30, Wednesday, 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. Other than that, I'll report progress. Our next meeting is Monday, May 12th at 4:45 p.m. Thank you.
Health, Sanitation, and Codes, Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's only one item on our agenda for official action, and that's Resolution 2025-14. It's a resolution conditionally approving the revised preliminary final land development plan for David Real Estate Holdings, LLC, regarding 306 Broad Street in Emmaus. Mr. Solicitor, would you like to?
Sure. This one's actually fairly simple. 306 Broad Street was actually approved roughly 3 years ago in 2022. This is a slight modification of the plan. It's in complete compliance with zoning. And the only modification of the plan is it actually increases the density based upon the updated zoning ordinance. So it went from, is it 8 to 12 apartments or is it 6 to 12? I don't remember exactly.
6 to 12 apartments, and the
Yeah.
parking is changed as
Yeah,
well.
and the parking is slightly changed, but it complies with the updated zoning ordinance. So your new ordinance is working.
Thank you, Mr. Solicitor. I'll put that in form of a motion, Madam Chair.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second? Councilmember Dufresne, second. Any questions, comments? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. All right, 6 ayes.
Nothing else to report on. Our next meeting's Tuesday, May 20th.
Parks and Recreation. Who would like to take that on?
I will. I'm not even on the committee.
That's okay.
There's nothing to report, and our next meeting is May 15th at 4:45. Progress.
All right. Is there anything to add?
How about
Okay.
the pool? As we heard, the pool sales are starting. So if you need a pool pass, come out and get it. And
Okay, thank you. Next is Public Safety. That's my committee. We have not met since our last meeting. We do have an upcoming meeting, May 14th at 9 a.m. So I'll report progress. General Administration, Councilmember Liebenberg.
Nothing to report, but we have a meeting this Wednesday at 9 a.m. by Zoom. Progress.
Thank you. Budget and Finance, Councilmember Dufresne.
Thank you. We have one item for official action, Resolution 2025-15, 15. Resolved by Borough Council authorize the payment of the May 5, 2025 bill list as follows. Bill list $343,377.96. Payroll number 9, $192,448.19. Payroll taxes, $61,971.20 for a total of $597,797.35. Done this 5th of May, 2025, and I put that in the form of a motion.
We have a motion by Mr. Dufresne. Is there a second? Mr. Labenberg? Any comments or questions? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say no. All right, 6 ayes.
Next in your packet is a financial services proposal from Birch Benefits. We don't have to do anything with that here. We thought we were running up against the statute of limitations on something they were looking at, but we're not. So they're going to put a more formal proposal together for what they're doing. So you'll probably see that sometime in June or July. You can see the significant revenue and expenses and also the budget performance report. Our May meeting is canceled and our next meeting will be Wednesday, June 4th at 11 a.m. in person and via Zoom. I report progress.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I just want to point out on page 2, the ambulance. If you look at the budget for the year to date, they're at 46%. They're doing really well. And I just wanted to point that out and just also wondering why that's so much higher than we were budgeting. Do we know? I'm just curious because it's a great number.
So it could be a couple of things, Mr. Labenberg. Could be because they didn't give us December's payments until January. Could also be because they don't ever break their payments down the way they're supposed to.
Okay.
So we usually, every few months, we'll comb through it and move the emergency to where it's supposed to be and the non-emergency to where it's supposed to be. So you'll probably see, if you look at non-emergency, it might be lower than what's budgeted at this point. I haven't looked at those
So
numbers.
non-emergency is at 54% of what
So
we
they're both,
budgeted.
they're both up.
Okay. All of them
Yeah.
are up.
So until I take a look at it, I can't.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. Even donations are at 62% of what we budgeted.
Well, so I can't speak to that. I can speak to that. So with the subscription program, there is an optional donation button that people can send donations, extra donations. So what we're seeing is an influx of our citizens choosing to donate additional funds when they're subscribing.
Thank you for whoever came up with that idea.
I believe that was part of the
Subscription program.
company.
Good.
Had that thought.
Awesome.
Shane, in our meetings that we had with the departments, that was brought up about the ambulance, and that was what was decided. We just have to look at the coding it's revenue. We just have to make sure it's coded right.
Correct.
Anything else for Mr. Dufresne? Community Relations Planning and Development, Councilmember Watt.
I recently attended the Arts Commission meeting, and they asked me to bring back to all of you sort of an open-ended question for your consideration of what you would like the murals in this town to be. So I'm not expecting the answer right now, but I'm inviting each of you to think about it and report back to someone on CRD so we can communicate with the Arts Commission about just your commitment to murals in the future, if it's something you believe we should continue, and what sorts of murals you'd like to see.
So I would think that would be more location specific because
So they do have.
I mean, unless they're looking for a theme for the whole borough,
They're more.
they should be presenting it to us.
Do you mean to?
They felt that they were hoping for a warmer reception to what they presented last time. They were hoping we were going to advance it for approval last meeting, which we did not. And they asked me why not, and they thought that perhaps they could have more ideas that would be more quickly approved in the future if people gave them input about what they would like to see in their community.
I think it's not my place to say, but I mean, it seems like they weren't ready for approval. That was, it really had nothing to do with the project. Nobody seemed to be too upset about that. I think they perhaps didn't have their ducks in a row.
Nevertheless, the invitation to contribute your ideas to
Okay.
what you would like to see on our buildings is open from the Arts Commissions. If anyone would like to share with them their
A
vision.
25-foot mural of Mr. Anders.
That's scary. That's
Waving.
scary.
Why 25 foot?
So Mrs. Watt, if I could offer one suggestion,
Yes.
right? So they gave you multiple options of the same thing. I mean, let's be
They
very
gave us
honest.
Different colored.
Right. So,
Yeah.
but they gave you multiple options of the exact same thing. So, okay, it was a couple different shades. I think what would be helpful, I mean, let's be real. I don't think council liked what the building was going to look like, right? And so I think one of the ideas would be like, give us different concepts, not just like multiple shades or colors of the same thing, but maybe, 2 or 3 different concepts overall of something to go on that building.
I did bring that forward, and they explained that it's a very labor-intensive process to come up with designs. And so they were just hoping that we could shepherd them
artists,
towards
that's what they
something we
do.
would like before they put it in the labor.
So, I mean, there's many different murals that you could Google online and see different things that, give you ideas and concepts without just us creating those for them. I mean, that's the Arts Commission's place, is to be creative and give us some ideas.
Pick the art.
Well, I'm sure we'll hear more about the team project again, but the invitation to contribute is out there from the Arts Commission. Our next meeting is tomorrow by Zoom only at 4:45. Yeah.
I was looking forward to coming in.
Boards and commissions, we have some meeting minutes from the Emmaus Public Library Board. Personal appeals, part 2. Are there any personal appeals? Please approach and state your name and address. Are there any online?
iPad, choose on it. It's a popular person. I watch mine.
I don't see any.
Okay. All right. Since there are none, we'll move on to Borough Manager's report.
So there are several things. Prior to the meeting, if you were in the room, our solicitor was talking about some of our challenges with the Penvest AG's office. We have successfully closed the loan and the grant, so that is all done. We just scheduled our pre-construction meeting this morning, so that's underway. Everything is signed, ready to go with our contractors. So the pre-con meeting will get that process started. I know our public works director has met with the primary contractor on site to start talking about job trailers and some other logistics. So we're looking forward to getting that going. The other thing is we just had a pre-construction meeting for our CDBG sidewalk and curb project through the grant program. And so Zagura Concrete will be doing work on the intersections adjacent to Main Street and Chestnut Street this year. That work is scheduled to get going probably towards the end of May, with the hope that it'll be done by the end of June. He doesn't anticipate it being a very long project. So we have that going. As you know, there's a lot going on throughout the borough. These big projects are starting to get underway. We're also in the middle of getting paving bid out and get that going for the summer as well. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask,
Mr. Pepe?
except for Roy.
I know you and I had discussed, Comcast is walking around and they do have a permit to solicit. Do we have a timeline on when they want to start service within the borough?
That wasn't part of our conversation with them. the
No,
other day.
that wasn't part of today's
Yeah.
conversation. No.
It can take.
I'm thinking it's probably going to be a couple months yet.
Okay, I know they've
Yeah.
been installing the lines
Yeah.
pretty quickly, and like I said, they had some people out walking with solicitors, and they obviously have been one of the ones that are approved for a permit. Thank
my
you.
guess is it's a couple months because of what they asked to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it's probably a couple months. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Just as a point of interest, though, we are dealing with some issues with utility pools. Increased complaints from citizens with PPL putting poles in their backyards. And also, we received a complaint the other day. PPL literally dropped a pole in the middle of the sidewalk. And so we are going to deal with that on a code's end because they've made, you're required to have 4 feet of traveling space in a sidewalk, and they dropped a new pole right in the middle of the sidewalk.
Oh, they did
And
that
so
more than one spots.
that is a code issue, and we're going to pursue that with them. So we will be dealing with that because they've rendered that sidewalk impassable.
They have issues. They are a public utility, therefore it's subject to Public Utility Commission response.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Pepe? Okay. President's business. Our president is not here today and I have none. Are there any executive sessions?
No.
Okay.
No.
There will be no executive session. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Mr. Brown, second by Mr. Labenberg. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We have 6 ayes. Motion
you
to
can-
adjourn, or adjourned at 6:41.
Had a tie vote. There were 6 of you. Could have made the mayor do something. All she did was reply.